Printing in the heart of La Follette.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customer and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
Now talk a little bit about the personal trainers. How good are they down here?
They're very great. We love Howard. He's very good with people. He always has people in here. He's working with them really well. They're seeing results. He's one of the best that we have, I would say.
So now, would you guys recommend your friends to come to Castleton as opposed?
Absolutely. We got a lot of friends who actually have started coming here, and I would recommend this gym for any other gym in the Follette.
Families work out nowadays. Is this a good family?
Yes, it's very family oriented. They have places for the kids to play in the back if they're coming in while the parents are working out.
Right.
And it's very family oriented. There's things for everyone to do, really.
Hello folks, this is Robert again from your Sears Hometown store. If you're having trouble tossing and turning in.
Welcome to the Thursday night edition of Just Sports. Thank you for tuning in, joining us here at the Hometown Sears studio with our fantastic executive producer, Jason Shockley. My name is Les Martin.
And I'm Colby Burge.
We want to thank everybody for taking an hour out of your day to join us here on WLAF Channel 12, also on the AM side of the dial of 1450, as well as the FM side of the dial of 100.9. It's the same old radio station, just a brand new place on the dial. So with that being said, we're going to be talking about the Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
We're going to be talking about
Big Super Bowl week, Super Bowl Sunday coming up. We
Yeah.
got to get that in.
We're going to be talking about the Campbell County Cougars play tomorrow night. We'll talk about that. We'll break that down. Tennessee, the targets remaining for the University of Tennessee for 2015. Also, the decision of Corte Sapp. Drew Richmond ranking SEC 2015 quarterbacks. We'll talk about the Super Bowl. We'll talk about the concussions. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Maybe get to baseball if we have time tonight. So
And what have you got?
Well, I'm going to be talking about the Super Bowl. If we have enough time, we'll talk a little bit about the new baseball commissioner.
Thank you for calling Just Sports. You are on the air.
Hi,
Hey, how are you? How are you?
dude. I know you guys.
Oh, I'm doing awesome. I'm doing fantastic.
I am too. I'm in town today with my little dog small. Thank you by yourself.
Oh, yeah?
And me and my husband went to town today.
How'd he do by himself?
He's doing okay.
Good.
Only put in my other bedroom. I got two bedrooms in the trailer.
Yeah?
There's one bathroom and I use the other one.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
But one of them is small. I go to, guess I went to last night.
Where?
I went to church.
You did? Pretty good. Good for you.
I went to church last night.
Well, fantastic. Where'd you go to?
Pushing the Kingdom on Big Street.
Oh, yeah?
And I used to go there when I was about 9 years old. My dad and my stepdad him across the street on it.
Huh. Well, good for you. Well, we're getting another call, so who's your favorite team?
So good. I talked to next Tuesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll be here.
Okay,
Alright, bye-bye.
bye.
Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air?
Oh,
Hey, Waddy, buddy.
how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. Hey, I heard somebody, one of my friends was that thing where he coached before.
Do what now?
That Donnie Kendall,
Yeah.
where he coached before with them coaches that was with him got trouble for something or other. I forget now.
Yeah, giving aid to Prop 48 students.
Yeah, it was a Southern Miss.
Well, now he was saying that probably before it's over with, they'll get Donnie Kendall, and then Tennessee will probably have to let him go.
Well, that's
Is there any proof of that, or
if the NCAA, Donnie Tyndall is under investigation. They have talked to Donnie Tyndall. They haven't came to their conclusion of what they're going to do as far as if Donnie Tyndall broke any rules. But if they find that Donnie Tyndall was guilty of providing aid and financial aid to those Prop 48 students, then yes, he will fall under the sanctions of the NCAA, and Tennessee will probably end up firing Donnie Tyndall.
Yeah. But also, I believe they have in his contract too. You know, if they let him go, they let him go. They don't owe him any money or anything. So they have that clause in the contract, which is actually a good clause to have in any contract.
They had the same clause in the contract for Bruce Pearl,
Yeah.
but they still ended up paying him $900,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd like to get fired where I work at because I did something wrong and
Get paid $1 million.
Okay, are you ready to pick the picks for this weekend?
We're gonna be picking him here a little bit later on in the show.
Yeah, probably do this call back here at the second half part. We'll probably
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can call back after the second half of the hour. How's that?
Alrighty.
You just watch the show. When we start talking about it, you just call in.
Now, I'm up on you guys now.
I know. There's not enough games left for us to catch you this year.
Yeah, I know you guys got 2 and 3, and I've got 4 and 1.
We're gonna
That's
start
right.
throwing some basketball games in there or something.
Yeah.
We give.
Alright, we'll call back.
Okay, thank
you,
you.
buddy. Bye.
You know the thing about Donnie Tyndall, I mean, I really hope that whatever he done wasn't serious enough for us to get rid of him because, I mean, since you bring in a new coach, I mean, you don't want it to become like a revolving door. You want to get a coach to come in and get established. I think Tyndall's a good coach. I think that he can build the program. He just got to stay out of trouble.
He's done some fantastic things with the University of Tennessee.
They've had a couple tough losses this year, but I mean,
Right.
they've won some games. I mean, they
But what happens if Donnie Tyndall is found guilty of providing financial aid to Prop 48 kids? And then he ends up getting fired at the University of Tennessee. I mean, you know for a fact that Bruce Pearl got a 3-year show cause penalty. I
Yeah.
don't know if Donnie Tyndall will get a show cause penalty. I'm sure he will. It may not be 3 years.
yeah.
But it seems like the proper thing to do, or the NCAA thinks it's the proper thing to do, because since they come out with these show cause penalties, they're starting to use them more over the last 3 or 4
Yeah.
years than they ever have before.
And I think what would happen there if they did come out and they said that he did provide financial aid to the students, he would probably, I would say, suffer some type of penalty where he would be suspended for the rest of the coaching season. And I'd say after that, Tennessee would probably let him go. It'd be a similar situation what happened to Pearl, I believe.
The Lady Vols beat 10th ranked Kentucky in Kentucky at Lexington by a score of 73-72. That was a tough game for the Lady Vols. But getting back to Donnie Tyndall, Tennessee can't afford to continue, and
No.
I hold University of Tennessee personally responsible, because you can go back and look at Donnie Tyndall when he was at Morehead State. He had some issues when he was at Morehead State that he had done some wrong things.
Yeah.
At Morehead State that fell under the NCAA guidelines where he broke some rules. And now it's followed him all the way to Southern Miss, and now it's here at the University of Tennessee. We just came off some sanctions, some things
Yeah,
that
Pearl. I mean, Pearl's building a dynasty over here. I mean, if he would have stayed straight and stayed straight with the NCAA,
right.
He would have still been over here, obviously, and we'd probably been ranked in the top 15 right now. But,
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, with what he was doing over here, he was doing big things for the university. We brought Konzo over. He done a lot of big things too. He had us we made it to the Sweet 16 last year, right? That was
Yes.
as high as we went. Yeah, and then
Right.
he got the job out at Cal, I believe, and
Left us high and dry.
yeah,
But I didn't like his style of basketball anyway.
that was a little
It was
different.
Big Ten.
Yeah.
It was Big Ten. Speaking of which, speaking of the remaining class for the University of Tennessee, next Wednesday is signing day on February the 4th. And before I get into all this, I've got to say thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. First and foremost, we want to say thank you to Castleton's Fitness. Walk into Castleton's today and walk out a new you. Their phone number is 566-1393, 566-1393. They have Zumba, kickboxing. They have trainers. They have a registered nurse on staff. It's a 24-hour gym. They have showers, sauna, 14,000 square feet, you name it, you can do anything that you need to, from getting your abs wash bar, like a washboard or washboard.
Six pack.
Six pack, you can get rid of your keg and get a 6-pack. That's something I need to work on. But, folks, it is the place to be here in this area. It's the best gym there is in town. And you need to go down and check them out. It's 566-1393. If you call in tonight, the first one that calls in, we'll give you a free one-day pass to Castleton's. No obligations at all. You can go down and have a good time, see how you like it, and go from there. Also, we want to say thank you to Bird Screen Printing, downtown La Follette, beside the Birds Memorial Bridge. As you can see, this nice windbreaker that I have on, it was done by Kobe, Larry, and Delta Dawn. Their phone number is 562-3044 for all your screen printing needs, like the sign that you see behind us. Anything that you need, it doesn't really matter. Baseball uniforms, baseball's coming up. They do a great job on baseball uniforms. Basketball season's coming to a close. They do basketball uniforms as well. Like I said, their phone number is 562-3044. Also, we want to say thank you to State Farm, Linda Kilgore, the State Farm agent here in Jacksboro. Her phone number is 566-5000. For 35 years, folks, she's been in business. She knows what it takes to earn your trust, to keep your trust. Once you get your insurance through her and something drastic happens and something major happens to your home or to your car, you're in an accident, stop with the cut rate insurance and go with State Farm. Her phone number, once again, is 566-5000. Also, we want to say thank you to Sears, your hometown Sears store in the Food City Center of Woodlands Mall. Their phone number is 562-7700. Anything inside or outside of your home, go down and see Mr. Robert Coble. Also Tony, along with Gary, the fine folks at Sears, from mattress and box springs to the washing powders, all the way up to a stove and refrigerator. How about a washer and dryer? They've got plenty of things to choose from. It's soon going to be springtime, so you can get in and get a lawn tractor, a weed eater, just name it, they've got it. If they don't have it in the store, they can get it and get it ordered for you and get it there for you. Also, we want to say thank you to Charlie's Pizza, often imitated, never duplicated. For 38 long years, they've been doing pizza the old-fashioned way. They've been earning your trust. Absolutely great place to eat pizza, and now they do more than just pizza. They do hot dogs, French fries, hamburgers, hamburger steaks. How about chicken breast with mozzarella cheese, along with mushrooms and onions. They have
good food.
I think they have the best salad bar in the county.
Yeah, I really like it when I go to town.
Yeah, I go to town too. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
I go to town too. You better get out of the way because this boy's going to eat.
Yeah.
Anyway, great family environment. If you'd like to have a call-in order, their phone number is 562-0116. 562-0116. If you'd like to go in, great family environment. Go in and sit down and have a great time. They have supported us since day one. And coming up next, not next week, but the week after, we will be on the air, starting of our 4th year. February the 8th is our anniversary. And thanks to all these fantastic sponsors in WLAF, Jim Freeman, Bill Waddell, and the whole crew here, the producers, everybody who makes this show possible. My buddies that's been with me through the start. Greg Brackett's no longer with us, but he'll always be remembered, never to be forgotten. Brent Allen as well, and of course now on staff is Kobe Bird. So thanks to these folks for making this thing possible for all these years.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, Les.
Well, we certainly enjoy having you here.
Yeah.
Let's get to the Tennessee remaining the remaining class of 2015 targets for the University of Tennessee. Now, Corte Sapp, he committed today. He's a 4-star linebacker. He's one of those guys to where they really don't know where they're going to put him at, because he's truly a 4-star. He's one of those guys that can add to the University of Tennessee and where they need to be at on defense.
Yeah.
And they're loaded.
Yeah.
And
Defense is big out there.
Right. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the remaining the returning starters for a lot of teams. I heard this morning. I found it interesting, and I found it online. We're going to cut to the chase and talk about how many returning starters Tennessee has, along with everybody else, and who leads the way. But to sign some of these freshmen, let's face it, Tennessee is after Patrick Allen. He's a 6'5", 286-pound offensive tackle. He's from Readerstown, Maryland. He's a four-star prospect for 247. Decommitted from Georgia earlier this month following the departures of the Bulldogs offensive coordinator Mike Bobo. He is one of those guys to be leaning towards Tennessee earlier this month. So we'll have to find out if Tennessee can get him. He is a four-star offensive tackle. Drew Richmond, another four-star offensive tackle. He's 6'5", 310 pounds. He's one of those guys that has been committed to Ole Miss since September, but yet he's going to take an official visit this weekend to the University of Tennessee.
Yeah, it's always
Is that a good thing?
Well, I mean, at least he's still out there searching. So I mean, we're still on the radar for him.
He hasn't truly closed the door, has he?
No.
So that's one of those things that. Do we need some offensive linemen? Absolutely. Do we have some offensive linemen returning for the University of Tennessee? Sure we do. We absolutely do. But it's one of those situations to where you can't have enough offensive linemen.
You can't have too much competition either. I mean, you gotta.
Competition makes you better, right? I mean, that's the reason why.
Yeah, and injury, like you were gonna say, injuries too. I mean, plays a big factor. I mean, you might have a guy go down if you got a 5-star lineman coming in, though. He could be ready 4 or 5-star lineman. He could come in and step up for you.
We talked about Quarte Sapp. He is a 4-star from Milton, Georgia, Milton High School in Milton, Georgia. He's 6'1" and a half, 200 pounds. He's a little I think he's a little on the thin side to be a linebacker at 6'1" and a half at 200 pounds.
Yeah.
But they'll bulk him up.
Yeah,
they'll put about 30, 40 pounds on him.
Yeah, he's going to have to get that much on him if he's going to be at that size and weight there. He's looking more like a defensive back.
Right, exactly. Matter of fact, Camion Patrick, which is a wide receiver, is now back on the University of Tennessee Vols radar. He's at East Mississippi Community College. Supposed to be where he's going to be going. He's a former Tennessee commit from Lenore City. Of course, he finished his high school career at Knoxville West. He was not allowed to play football last year, but he's back on the Vols radar. He's one of those situations where he's an exceptional athlete, a wide receiver, but he has some work in the classroom to do. He's one of those situations to where if he can be a 2015 prospect, depends on whether or not he can get his academics in line.
Yeah, you got to get those academics. Going.
Hopefully he will, and he'll join the University of Tennessee. Also, we're looking at a defensive end, which is 6'8", 250 pounds. Now that's a tall guy.
Yeah.
It is Prince Tega Wango Jr. I hope I said that correctly. He arrived in Alabama from Nigeria this summer, originally planned to be a class of 2016 prospect, but recently was reclassified as a 2015 after learning that he had an option to graduate a year early this year instead of next year. So he's hoping that the Vols are still involved with him, and he's still planning to visit UT sometime after signing day, but there's no guarantee Tennessee will have a spot for him in this class. Tennessee, they signed a lot. And why would we go after another defensive end?
Yeah, really. We got
Derek Barnett. We got Khalil McKenzie, defensive tackle. We've got, my goodness gracious.
Can't think of it.
I can't think of it. Kyle
Phillips.
Kyle Phillips, another defensive end. So it's one of those situations. They're also looking at Mike Horton, which is 6'4", 310 pounds from Lakeside High School in Atlanta. He's a 3-star prospect. He has been committed to Florida for almost 6 months, and of course he's decided to stick with the Gators through the recent coaching change. But he also has taken a couple of visits to Tennessee over the past several months, including an official visit last weekend. So things could change for Horton, who projects as a guard at the next level, remains interested in Tennessee, and the Vols still are recruiting him. So that's pretty much the guys on the radar that they've got. It's one of those situations to where they have got a strong field, they have got a strong class, I think they're number 4 in the nation, number 2 in the SEC.
Yeah.
But how many more can you put on this team?
Yeah, really, it seems like they got to be running out all the room sooner.
they're gonna have to
all
start-
these names brought up.
Right, they're gonna have to start backdating or something.
Yeah.
Because of the simple fact of they can't have too many to sign because they have no place to put them.
Yeah, you've only got so many scholarships.
Exactly. We talked about Forte Sapp. He committed to the University of Tennessee today. Also, Drew Richmond. Drew Richmond's one of those guys. We talked about him as well as the offensive lineman. It's somebody they need to for sure get at the University of Tennessee. Drew Richmond. They certainly, definitely most need him at offensive lineman. Of course, we've lost some offensive linemen. We've got some young guys coming back next year. That's going to be also the question mark again this year coming up, like it was last year. Although I think this year coming up, I think they'll be a lot better.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk about ranking the SEC quarterbacks. And you're going to be surprised where Josh Dobbs is at. Oh, yeah.
Is he on the high end or the low end?
Well, he's on the high end.
Okay.
He's on
I figured he would be. You said I'd be surprised. I was hoping he would be on.
Well, the first one, of course, this is ranking the Southeastern Conference quarterbacks for 2015. Youth and inexperience means many unknowns, which we understand that as well. But the veteran that's coming back, that's ranked number 1, and I agree with this, is Dak Prescott from Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a guy that he could have went pro, went to the NFL draft if he elected to, but he chose to come back for his senior season, and my hat's off to him. Damian Williams is his backup for 2014, so he's also a junior. He's played in 12 games over the last 2 years, including 1 start. Tennessee. Joshua Dobbs is ranked number 2.
Sitting right there at the 2 spot. That's a
Yes. He's a 2015 projected starter, which we think that's going to happen, providing there's no injuries. Spring practice.
If he stays healthy, he's the starter. So
He passed for 63% of his passes for 1,200 yards, 6 interceptions and 9 touchdowns. And he rushed for 469 yards and 8 scores and a 2-point conversion on the ground during those games.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty impressive.
Oh
huh?
yeah.
It's one of those situations to where University of Tennessee and Butch Jones know that there's no question at quarterback, but Nathan Peterman, of course, he's coming back for his junior season. He's played in 11 games during his career with 2 starts, and he most likely will be the backup unless Quentin Dormady or Jawan Jennings or one of those guys.
Wasn't it Jones, quarterback too? Sharon Jones, one of the names.
Yes, Sherion Jones. He's another one that could compete for a backup position. Number 3, and we'll talk about the Lady Cougars and Campbell County Cougars in the second hour. I meant to get them at the beginning and they slipped my mind, so I do apologize. They play tomorrow night, by the way, at John R.W. Brown. It's senior night. It starts at 6 o'clock. They go on the air at 6 o'clock here on WLF, 1450WLF.com. Also on 100.9, the FM side of the dial. We'll talk a little bit more about what the Cougars will have to do tomorrow to get a victory. Number 3 is Matty Mock from Missouri. He's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
He passed for 53% of his passes, 2,600 yards, 13 interceptions, 25 touchdowns.
Now is he going to be a senior this year?
He will be a senior. He was a junior last year.
Yeah.
Arkansas, Brandon Allen, he played this past year. He'll start again. Auburn, of course, Nick Marshall's gone. Jeremy Johnson will take over that position at number 5. Mm-hmm. Kentucky, Patrick Towles. He's number 5. He'll come back. Or I'm sorry, he's number 6. So he'll come back also as a starter as well. Thank you for calling Just Sports. You on the air.
Hey guys, some great show. Been real. It's on the Joshua Dog there. I mean, I listen there down the talk shows and stuff there, and they're considering him there to be a black horse there for the Heisman there this next year.
I heard that.
Considering if they beat there to Oklahoma, and if they don't beat there to Oklahoma, then he's not. Well, it's not as highly on his rank there. But if they do that, then to me, I don't know about you. I mean, look at all the hype. Needs to be great there.
Yeah.
He does. But if they lose to Florida again, and they will do something to drop him out. I mean, he's an extremely talented quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he's been through. I mean, he started there from the bottom and proved that his arm and his running there ability has brought the Tennessee and right back there up as a spread offense and fast there. And to me, that there is the main thing. And two, I mean, talk about the OC there. Who do you think there is going to be there? Hang up there and sleep.
All right. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the call. I personally think, just to be perfectly honest with you, I think it's going to be Mike DuBois.
Not really.
I really do. I think he's a front runner. He spent a lot of time in Knoxville over the weekend.
Yeah.
Although he has interviewed several other offensive coordinators, including the Boise State offensive coordinator and his mind, Samford, I believe is his last name, Coach Samford at Boise State. He interviewed him as well. He also interviewed someone in Las Vegas. So just to be perfectly honest with you, I think Mike DuBois will be the guy that Butch Jones will pick, and I do think that he will pick him after signing day.
So you think it'll be a?
I do. I do, and I'll tell you the reason why. This weekend, you've got a lot of recruits coming in this weekend. Not only this weekend, you're going to be busy with recruits. You're probably not going to spend a whole lot of time interviewing.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll probably end up going over some notes of the folks that you have interviewed in your downtime when you're at home, expecting to be spending time with your family, and you're looking at notes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Wednesday, he's got signing day. Monday and Tuesday, he's going to be hard on the phone as far as letters and on the phone, text messages, whatever the case may be, whatever's allowed at that time. So I look for him to name an offensive coordinator after the signing day, and I look for it to be Mike DuBois. If it's anybody else other than Mike DuBois, I'm going to be very shocked and very surprised. I think that if he chooses anybody else besides Mike DuBois, I think he'd probably take a chance on Zach Azzanni.
Yeah, just moving him up. Yeah, but I really don't see that happening. Like we were discussing in the last show, they're moving him in from wide receiver coach to more of a quarterback coach / offensive coordinator. Be a little different,
right?
He's one of play caller, so he's one of the guys called plays before. So
exactly, and I think Mike DuBois is the guy. He's been an administrator at Michigan for the last couple of years. He's looking to get back into coaching. He was the offensive coordinator for the University of Michigan when they won a national title, I think in 97, 98, somewhere in there. But I think it will be Mike DuBois. That's just my opinion. I could be totally off base, but I don't think I am. Folks, we're going to step away for a short commercial break. You're watching Just Sports on WLAF Sports Radio.
Robert again from your Sears hometown store. If you're having trouble tossing and turning in bed, or having a backache, or your partner wakes you up when they come to bed, we can solve your problem with our Sealy Posturepedic mattresses or other name brand mattresses at your Sears hometown store. So come on down to your Sears hometown store and get some rest for your eyeballs with one of our Sealy or other fine mattresses.
Just look for the parking lot full of cars. Yep, that's Charlie's Pizza.
Hey, this is Joey Fortnite from world famous Charlie's Pizza. Come down and see us.
First dates, fun with friends, celebrations, a break from work, whatever your excuse for stopping by Charlie's Pizza, everyone understands. Because we all love Charlie's for pizza, pasta, sandwiches, salads, and lots more. What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza specialty? What's your favorite Charlie's Pizza memory? It's the worst kept secret around. It's Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro. See you there.
Listen up, Cougar fans, wherever you are. Birch Screen Printing in the heart of La Follette next to Big Creek is the place to go for all things Cougar. T-shirts, caps, jackets, and much more. If it's Cougars, it's at Birch Screen Printing. 423-562-3044. Need T-shirts or caps or polos for your business, special event, or church function? Birch is the business to call. Lettering, screen printing, and especially for all things Cougar. Birch Screen Printing in the heart of La Follette.
Now talk a little bit about the personal trainers. How good are they down here?
They're very great. We love Howard. He's very good with people. He always has people in here. He's working with them really well. They're seeing results. He's one of the best that we have, I would say.
So now, would you guys recommend your friends to come to Castleton as opposed?
Absolutely. We got a lot of friends who actually have started coming here, and I would recommend this gym for any other gym in the Follette.
Families work out nowadays. Is this a good family?
Yes, it's very family oriented. They have places for the kids to play in the back if they're coming in while the parents are working out.
Right.
And it's very family oriented. There's things for everyone to do, really.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my
Welcome back to the Thursday night edition of Just Sports. My name is Les Martin.
And I'm Colby Burge.
We certainly appreciate you taking an hour out of your day to join us. We've already got the first half hour done. We certainly appreciate the calls that's come in. If you'd like to have a phone call, you can call in at 423-566-1450 or 423-562-3557.
You know, I just realized, Les, we forgot to give that caller, said you were going to give the first caller fitness card.
Right.
Or for the 1 day.
Yeah, if you want a fitness card, call us back.
Yeah.
You can go.
Yeah, the caller that called in.
It's a free 1 day pass to Castleton's Fitness. So if you want that, if you would like to have that, call back. I know you're watching. Getting back to the quarterbacks, Patrick Coles for the University of Kentucky is ranked number 6. He will be the starter again in 2015. And this is barring no injuries to these guys.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, there's a possibility any of them could get injured. Or
Alabama starter in 2014, of course, we know is Blake Sims. Projected starters, Jake Coker. Haven't heard of him, don't know him. He's in his second season as Tuscaloosa and is the most experienced quarterback on the Crimson Tide's roster.
Usually, everybody at Alabama brings in a quarterback that they can play.
Oh, I know.
No matter who it is.
Exactly.
They get somebody out of the student section and bring them there.
The starters for Texas A&M was Kenny Hill and Kyle Allen. Of course, Kenny Hill is transferred, and now Kyle Allen will be the signal caller in 2015. Number 9, Vanderbilt, Johnny McQuarrie and Wade Freebeck was the starters. Projected starters, McQuarrie. Ole Miss, of course, was Bo Wallace. He's going to be gone. Projected starters, either Ryan Buchanan or Devontae Kincaid. It depends on who they feel like if they can do a better job. Georgia is number 11. Hudson Mason's gone. Bryce Ramsey seems to be the projected starter in 2015. Florida, Jeff Driscoll and Trayon Harris. They're saying projected starter is Will Greer. I don't know what happened to Trayon Harris.
I like seeing Georgia and Florida being down at the bottom of the list of it.
I do too.
Favorable in our
LSU as well.
Yeah.
LSU's number 13. Anthony Jennings was a starter in 2014. Projected starter is Brandon Harris. And I know this is early, folks, but you know what? These coaches have got a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I promise you they do. South Carolina, Tillon Thompson was a starter. Connor Mitch or Michael Scarnesia or Perry Orth. So they have three quarterbacks that could possibly start.
Spurrier likes to keep a few down there.
Yeah.
Pick his best one.
Yes, he sure does. All right, let's talk about Campbell County real quick, and then we'll move right along. I've got one more subject I want to talk about, and then we'll throw in the NFL stuff with your NFL stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
We got about 25 minutes, so we'll make this quick. The Lady Cougars beat Oak Ridge Tuesday night 47-46. Of course, the boys lost to Oak Ridge 73-47. What they have to do tomorrow night at senior night, they've got to win. But both these teams has got to win. They're playing Clinton. It is a very winnable game for both teams. I believe it is. With all my heart, I believe it's a winnable game. They certainly need to continue to win. They've got 3 district games left. You can see all the action at John R.W. Brown. You can hear all the action right here on WLAF 1450. 1450WLAF.com, also playbacks on Channel 12. But getting to the situation to where Coach Honeycutt, he coached a fantastic game and the kids played extremely well. Tuesday night, the Lady Cougars did. They're certainly going to have to do the same thing Friday night.
Yeah, they got a big win over Oak Ridge there.
Yes, they did. After losing, I think, by 23 points the first time they played.
Yeah, earlier in the season.
Yes. It just goes to show you, when you have a team that you're coaching and they can progress and get better, and you can see that progression.
Yeah. It's always good to improve as the season goes on, no matter how you start the season.
It makes a huge difference, doesn't it? Also, the boys, their backs against the walls. Coach Housley is going to have to figure out a way, push the right buttons, figure out how to get his team going in the right direction. They've had a couple of tough losses, and you know, it's like this. They're playing hard. I like the way they're playing. They're hustling, but the baskets hasn't been falling. They've been having a little more turnovers the last couple of games than they had previously during the wins. Coach Hauser will figure out the buttons to push. He's got 3 games left, so.
And I'm sure emotions are going to be running high tomorrow with the last home game with senior night, so I think they'll go out and get a big win tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Absolutely. But with that being said, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Colby and let him go over the things that he's got to talk about this evening.
Well, what I was going to talk about, if we're ready to do our picks, we can go ahead and do that if we can get our caller on the line.
Oh yeah, we're ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, well, I'm going to go down here and just number off the keys to victory for both teams. New England's coming into the game. Well, as of now, they're a 1-point favorite going in. As of now,
New England's a 1-point favorite.
Yeah, as the latest I've heard, they're a 1-point favorite. I have Seattle's keys to victory. The first thing I believe that they've got to do, if Seattle's going to win this football game, they're going to have to stop or contain Gronkowski, and to do that, they're going to have to contact him at the line of scrimmage, kind of bump him off the line a little bit. As if Brady gets comfortable and Gronk gets comfortable and starts catching a few passes there, it could be a long night for that defense if he can start picking apart there, going down to safety net, the tight end. I believe that might be our caller they're calling in.
It is. Thank God, just put you on the air, brother.
Hey,
Hey, yes, sir.
you ready to pick?
Oh yeah, we're ready to go.
We're ready. Are you wanting to pick first, or you wanting us to pick first?
Well, I can pick first. I'll just tell you.
Who do you think's going to win?
Tell you the truth, I think Seattle Seahawks win.
Seattle Seahawks. Well, they're an underdog right now, according to Kobe.
Yeah. Well, it don't matter.
They were underdog last year too, so because of Denver against Denver. So, but going back to the keys to victory there for Seattle to win. Number 2, they're going to have to stay with their game plan. If New England comes out and scores a touchdown early, they don't need to just flip out. They need to stick with their game plan. Get the ball to Lynch early and establish a good run game. And third, they're going to have to apply pressure to Brady, not just by blitzing him. Because if they blitz him, he's going to
pick him apart.
Yeah, he's going to pick them apart. So they're going to have to get those defensive ends to shed those blocks and get in there on him and make him uncomfortable in the pocket. And,
Well, I think it's Seattle because they're going to be watching England now. They're going to have to play the ball to win now.
Yeah.
I heard earlier that they've got those footballs. They're going to be they're under security from Friday to Sunday. They're going to have somebody. There's going to have one person watching the footballs. That'd be a good job to have, wouldn't it? Just
Oh yeah, make $20,000 for watching footballs.
Yeah.
I would. Well, you know what? I was going to pick the New England Patriots, but because of the Deflategate, here's one reason why I'm not going to. They got caught for cheating in Spygate. Now it's Deflategate. What else is Bill Belichick and Tom Brady and those guys going to do to try to get the upper hand? I believe with all my heart it was done on purpose. You just don't have 11 footballs that lose that much air if you have one or maybe two, yes, I can understand that. But 11 of the 12 footballs, no, I'm not going to buy that. So for that reason and that reason only, I am going against New England, and I'm going to pick Seattle Seahawks. And just to be perfectly honest with you, I don't like either team.
Yeah, I really don't either. I don't have any favoritism toward either team.
I just don't like either team. Do you like either team?
Well, now, I always like New England because of Tom Brady, but when they start doing things like that, I wouldn't like them, you know.
Right. I think if someone...
the reason why I picked Seattle
Yeah?
is because they won last year, and they're going to be out to win this year, so I believe they'll upset New England.
I think their defense is better than New England's defense. I do think
I do believe
Seattle...
that too.
I do think
Yeah.
Seattle has the upper
I
hand.
believe they have a better secondary.
Yeah.
And I believe they'll beat New England by 2 touchdowns.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he's even giving us the point spread there.
That's huge. 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be probably somewhere between 3 and 7 points.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game. Well, I thought last year's game was going to be a close game too. Though.
They mopped the floor with Denver.
But back to New England though, because I haven't revealed my pick yet.
Oh, I know you haven't.
Yeah, back to New England's keys to victory. Number 1, they're going to have to need a healthy dose of LeGarrette Blount early. He rushed for 148 yards and 3 touchdowns in the AFC Championship. So apparently those deflated footballs helped him carry the ball a little bit more on the way to victory.
Right.
And number 2, Brady's going to need to limit risks. He don't need to he don't need to get, uncomfortable in the pocket by any pressure. You don't need to throw up any what I like to call floaters.
Right.
Because if he does, they're going to be picked off by either Sherman, Thomas, or Chancellor. They're going to be there. They're waiting on an interception to take it back to the end zone.
Correct.
Third, they're going to have to, if they can force Wilson to pass, if they can get him to throw the ball, because I think Russell Wilson's a good game manager, but I don't think he's a quarterback that you can go out there and say, hey, I need 400 passing yards today and 3 touchdowns, and I don't think he can come out there and consistently deliver that.
That's not his style.
Yeah, that's not his style. So if the Patriots can come out and establish an early lead, they can stop Lynch early and force the Seahawks to throw the ball more, I think that's going to play more in the favor of the Patriots. I think they might get a couple turnovers on it, and I think that would help them win the game. But with all that being said, I'm picking the Seahawks to win. I believe they will win the football game.
I think the difference is going to be Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
With his feet.
Yeah. Now he can make some things happen. He can run with the ball and make some stuff happen.
So here's the deal: if Seahawks lose, then we didn't gain anything on you, but you didn't gain anything on us either.
I started to pick the Patriots just so I could gain a game, just so I could have some.
Don't go by record to still be 4-2 though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Better than 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Well,
I think he's got the crystal ball though. That's what it is.
He's got
the crystal
That's
ball.
all right, buddy. Just hang in there till next year. It ain't going to be that far away. I mean, spring practice is here in April.
Just a couple months, it'll be
Yeah, just a couple months, and the spring game I think is April 29th or something like that.
Yeah, I believe so.
So we'll be, before you know it, we'll be talking smack on football again.
Yeah, we'll be doing our college football pick'ems. We'll have.
We can do that March Madness basketball if you want to.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Absolutely.
That's a lot of games, a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
All right, brother. See you.
All right, see you, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye. Hey, I was looking at the records while you were taking a sip of your stuff there. I was looking at the records for the district standings in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Oak Ridge is 13-0. This is boys, by the way. Oak Ridge is 13-0. Carnes is 8-6. Gibbs is 7-6. Anderson County is 7-7. Campbell County is 5-8. There's 3 games left. If Campbell County wins all 3 of those games,
They finish at 500.
they'll finish at 8-8.
Yeah.
Anderson, they play Halls, Powell and Clinton. Halls is 5-8, Powell is 5-8, and Clinton's 4-8.
So they've got the bottom three teams there in the
They've got the
district. They've
bottom
got
three
a
teams.
Big opportunity to gain some ground there.
Yes,
And I believe they will. I believe they will.
I
I've
think
got
they will
confidence.
as
I
well.
think they're going to get a big win this. I think they're going to get a big win tomorrow.
They can finish 8-8, and depending on what Anderson County does and Gibbs does, then it's one of those situations to where it could be Campbell County could play up a
Yeah.
couple of positions. Right now, they're in 5th place in the district. They're sitting in the middle of the pack, like we discussed Tuesday. They could probably get past Gibbs. They could play as high as 3rd if Gibbs and Anderson County loses 2 of their next 3 games. It's very possible.
And I'm not really familiar with how the district tournament's laid out. Is it just go by regular seeding, like would the bottom seed be playing Oak Ridge in that first game? Is
Oak
that how-
Ridge, the way I understand it, Oak Ridge will get a bye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
That will leave the other 8 teams
Okay.
playing one another.
Mhm.
And of course, you'll go with 2 and 9, 3 and 8, 4 and 7, and
So
of
there's a
course,
possibility we could be playing Hall or somebody in there. We get a favorable matchup. That is if we win out.
right.
Now,
If we win
lose
out,
out,
it could be
we could play
it could be ugly.
Yeah.
We could be playing. We could be at the
Playing
bottom
the top team.
and playing a top team like Carnes or Gibbs.
Yeah.
And you know what? Carnes and Gibbs, they're really not that much better than we are. I mean, Carnes is 8-6 and Gibbs is 7-6, and they both have winning records in the district. Carnes has a 13-10 record. Gibbs 11-11 overall. Anderson County is 15-11 overall, with a 7-7 district record. Campbell County is 5-8 in the district with 8-16 overall. They've only won 8 games. 5 of those has been district games. So, with that being said, it's one of those situations they need to win these next 3 games.
Yeah, they do.
And let the other teams play out and see what happens, and hopefully the cream rises to the top, and Campbell County can play up another couple of spots to at least 3rd, maybe.
Yeah. 3rd or 4th would be.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th would be
fantastic.
great.
Yeah.
So, and the girls, very impressed with the girls. Coach Brad Honeycutt's first year. The girls, of course, number 1 in the district is Knoxville Halls at 10-2, Oak Ridge at 10-3, Powell at 10-3, Anderson County 10-4, and of course, I'm calling Just Sports on the air.
Hey, Les,
Hey,
I just thought of something.
what's that?
Did Seattle play Denver in the Super Bowl last year?
They
Yeah.
did.
Okay. How many points did they beat them by?
35-0, 42-0, something like that.
That was 43-8.
43-8.
43-8.
So they beat them by 35 points.
35 points. Yeah.
Okay. You see my point?
Yeah, I do.
No.
Yeah, we sure do.
They're liable to beat New England more than 14 points.
It's very possible.
Yeah. Well,
Huh?
if they beat them by 30 points, I wouldn't be too upset about it. Really.
No, I wouldn't
mean,
either.
I'm not a Patriots fan at all. So
I think they have the better swagger. I think Seattle has the better swagger and the better team.
yeah.
Well, see, you have like the Peyton, he's a good quarterback, right?
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
See, look how he got beat. All right, now Tom Brady's in it.
Mm-hmm. But Tom Brady has got something that Peyton Manning didn't have, and that's a running game.
Yeah.
And that's a
That's
really
a
good
huge
head
difference.
coach too.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta give Belichick. I mean, he's one of the best coaches in the game.
Yeah, you got to give Belichick a fantastic thumbs up, because he sure knows how to coach about as good as he knows how to cheat.
Yeah. Well, now, too, in order to have a good quarterback, you got to have that front line hold for you.
Right, that's true.
So, all right, we'll see you.
See ya.
Hey, thanks.
All right, what else you got?
We'll we're talking about the girls.
Yeah, let me finish talking about the girls real
Basketball.
quick. Campbell County girls, Lady Cougars is in 5th place at 7-6, 11-13 overall. They've got 3 games left. If they win the next 3, they'll be 10-6. They play Powell They play Clinton. Powell is 10-3 in the district. Clinton is 4-9 in the district, and they play Halls.
It doesn't look like there's a lot of room for movement there.
Right.
You know, either way, but you still want to win those games.
Exactly. They certainly don't need to lose those games.
No.
But they're middle of the pack as well.
Yeah.
At fifth, and the girls seem like they have a tougher district than the boys.
It really looks that way. You got you got 4 teams there that
With 10 wins.
At least 10 wins. Yeah, with all with 10 wins actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So it's Knoxville Halls at 10-2, Oak Ridge at 10-3, Powell at 10-3, and Anderson County at 10-4. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Knoxville Halls in first place at 10-2. They're 11-8 overall.
Mm.
They're only 3 games over 500. Where Oak Ridge is 15-9, Powell is 13-7, Anderson County is 15-11. I don't quite understand why the different number of different games. I think they all should have the same amount of games played at this point in time in the season, but
yeah, you would think so. It looked the same way on the boys' side there
Right.
too. There was a couple teams. that,
exactly. So we got to get out there and support these kids.
Yeah.
Friday night, senior night at Campbell County High School, John R.W. Brown Gymnasium. So make sure y'all go out there and support these Lady Cougars and these Campbell County Boys Cougars. All right. Now, I was going to mention something that I forgot that I was going to mention real quick.
Okay.
2015 returning starters. We're going to look at them starters by power conferences. Tennessee is number 1, 6th overall in the nation. Vanderbilt with the same amount, 18 total. Tennessee has 18 coming back. Ole Miss with 16. Arkansas with 15. A lot of the Southeastern Conference has got a lot of kids coming back.
Yeah.
Outside the fact of Mississippi State. Mississippi State only has 9.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got a pretty good quarterback coming back.
Yeah.
The Big Ten, there's none of them that's even close to having as many coming back as Tennessee and Vanderbilt. Now, overall, Appalachian State has got 20 kids coming back during the Sun Belt. Of course, you don't look for anything from them. But Tennessee, UCLA is tied with 6 with 18 as well.
And you got Notre Dame there.
Notre Dame at number
there.
2, tied
Yeah.
for number 2. They're independent.
That's a couple teams there that you got that's can make a big impact. But
Sure. Notre Dame's got 19 kids coming back. That's huge.
9
on offense. I think it's, let's see here. There's 9 on offense and 10 on defense.
see, Tennessee's got 10 on offense coming back. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And 8 on
It's
defense.
great to have that much experience coming back.
Sure it
You
is.
know, I mean, you got a lot of experience out there, a lot of playing time. coming back, so-
Exactly. So that may answer your question as far as the offensive line. Also, I seen today, getting back to the NFL, I seen today that the NFL has released a statement saying that the concussions is down from 2013, 25% from 2013.
Yeah, I believe I heard that earlier too.
36% from 2012. Are those numbers inflated based on what's going on in the NFL and the concussion rule and things like that? Or are they just doing a better job of doing a concussion test on players that take hard licks?
Yeah, there's that, and there's also a lot of stiff fines and penalties too that used to not be a penalty. A lot of head-to-head collision, you're getting that fine every time now, and you're getting a penalty too. And I think that's helped out the game a little bit concussion wise. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it because it's becoming less of a contact sport. But I mean, when you got health concerns like that, when you got players out here they're retiring and then they're, it's really damaging their health after they've been retired a few years. You really don't want to do that. But I mean,
Right.
I have a lot of players doing that. So it's good that the league is, implemented some new rules to help prevent concussions.
Well, I think it's I think it's a money racket, just to be perfectly honest with you. It's one of those situations, it is what it is, but maybe they are down. Maybe they're in a situation to where it's down considerably. But you know what? You don't hear about Bill Bates having issues. You don't hear about a lot of NFL players having issues.
You've got a very few, and usually those are the ones that are just, coming out with these lawsuits and stuff.
Right. But let me ask you this question. Who is to say that all the damage came in the NFL? How come they can't say that some of the damage came in when you was in Little League, high school, or in college?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you are going to sustain some injuries, head injuries, brain trauma, I would think that you would see a lot of it at the high school and the college level.
Yeah.
Especially back in those days.
Yeah. You would probably see it, because helmets don't have as much protection, obviously, as they do now.
Right.
It's like every year they come out with better helmets, improved to, those shock resistant helmets where you're not going to have a lot of contact there when it hits you. It's not going to completely knock you out.
I remember playing with a helmet, and I know, folks, I'm old, okay? Nobody has to call in and tell me, or nobody has to laugh at me and point the finger at the TV.
Now, you didn't wear the leather helmets, though.
No. But I wore a helmet that had those little foam padding.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That had paint on them, or say paint on them, or I don't know how to explain it. But they was about that thick.
They probably felt kind of like a rock, too, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't have an air helmet. I didn't have a water helmet. I had an old foam helmet, and that's what we used. And I suffered, to the best of my knowledge, I suffered one good concussion when I was 13, when I played for Jacksboro, the Little League. I got knocked out colder than kraut. Had to spend some time in the hospital, came home. I remember my mom wouldn't let me go to sleep for a long time because they say when you have a head injury, you're not to go to sleep.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I've got some brain trauma up there somewhere. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Well, I do. But anyway, folks, it is almost time to go.
Yep.
What do you think about my Chicago Cubs? Real quickly, my Chicago Cubs and your Cincinnati Reds, when they go to Cincinnati, we're going to have to go.
We got to go to a game this year.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Absolutely. I agree.
You picked the year, too, that the Cubs are kind of on the uphill climb.
Right. Well, who wants to go watch their team when they're getting smoked?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Would
true.
you go watch your Cincinnati Reds fans getting smoked?
I have plenty of time. I have plenty of time. It's always a fun trip, though, to go to Cincinnati and watch the Reds. But, yeah, we're definitely going to have to go up and catch a game this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With that being said, folks, our hour has come and gone. Thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors, State Farm and Linda Kilgore, also Castleton's Fitness, Sears, your hometown Sears store, also Bird Screen Printing, Charlie's Pizza. Without those folks, we could not do what we do, and we really enjoy this, as you can tell. So with that being said, for our executive producer, straight through the window there, Mr. Jason Shockley, my name is Les Martin.
And I'm Colby Burge.
WLAF Sports Network.
State Farm. My 25th